Welcome to Patscast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. We are a member of the Saskatchewan Podcast Network. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And this is our episode for September 29th, 2019.
Now here's Pratt into the offensive centers and they score! Robbie Holmes out of midair! Howard China won! What a goal! Right point for the Pats, Robbie Holmes. 2 goals on the year. Snap shot, tip wide, comes up the endboards and they score! Austin Pratt's got his second of the year! Howard China 2!
All right, so Chris was able to get some good interviews again after this last game against Winnipeg. So we will be playing those. For those watching on Twitter, you'll have to download the episode and to hear them. But we'll start off with Strush, then go into Holmes, and then lastly Pratt's feelings about. Really, I think they talked about this whole weekend.
I thought we played really good. Obviously, there's shifts that we make mistakes, but making mistakes, doing the right thing is what we asked for tonight. I think Bellick would like to have a couple of those ones back for sure. But I think overall, we had a couple power plays. We saw that work for us tonight. When it came down to the third period, when things got a little bit tough, we started chasing a little bit. But I think for the most part, our guys played hard. There are a couple guys, they know who they are, that we need more from. And we'll work on it here this week and get ready for next weekend.
Would you like to see guys make life a little more difficult for a young goalie on the other end tonight?
Well, we're going to give their team a lot of credit because they're real good, skilled hockey players. I think that we did make things difficult. We threw a lot of pucks in it. If we look at our attempts, now, maybe not a lot got through, but the fact that we put pucks and pressure to the net, we retrieved. We did a lot of real good things the way that we want to play and the way that we're going to have to win. The way that we're going to have to win on top of all that is to have every single guy have almost a perfect game. And that's where we're at. That's just the way it is. Now it's up to the players in there to accept it or not, to do a little bit more, a little bit extra, prepare a little bit better as an individual so that they can come out ready to play each and every night, each and every shift, and when they're sitting on the bench, maintain focus so that they can come out and pour it all out again.
What are your thoughts on how Bellick's kind of done here in these 2 games, kind of thrust into that role here?
Well, I thought he played really well the other night. Again, I think that he would probably want a couple of them back tonight, but that's not just on him. It's for us, I felt that we played a real good game in our zone as well. So now offensively, the opportunities that we get, we have to bear down on.
What have you seen in the third periods here, back-to-back games here, 2-2 heading into it, just some late from you guys?
Well, the game last weekend, I think that, or on Friday night, I thought that we were okay. I think that there is that little bit more. I think that when you talk about momentum changes in a game, when a lot of times that you want to do good things, those are energy givers. A lot of times with the younger guys on a team, the energy takers are those things. So those are times in a game, the momentum shifts in a game that we have to correct.
And then what about the penalties at the end? Seemed like quite a few of those in the third, retaliation type.
Yeah, that's something that, we won't hold that against our guys. We know that those are things that we have to correct. And we were already, our energy was already taken away by them.
After game 1, you said you weren't really going to talk to the team about the penalties they took then.
No.
But now you're averaging over 5. Still not?
No, we're still at the second half of the league. We're looking at teams take 7, 8 a night, so we're on the right track with that. For us right now, it's finding ways to score goals because we are creating so much offense. We're doing so many good things to get pucks in and create that offense that we have to bear down and start putting pucks behind other teams' goals.
What did you think of the penalty kill tonight?
We were okay. Again, I think that our goalie would want a couple back.
Yeah, we need to find a way to play a full 60 here. We come out strong in the first, but then kind of snowball effects and disaster a little bit there with penalties and all that, and it takes us off our game, that's for sure.
Are penalties becoming a little bit of an issue for you guys early on right now? You're averaging more than 5 a game.
Yeah, no, it's obvious that it is, and for us, we have to stay out of the box, and that's the biggest thing.
You were on some pretty successful Pats teams during your time here. What can you kind of take from that time to bring it here now when the team's kind of facing this early adversity?
Yeah, it's leadership for sure. We need to have leaders on this team that want to put this team in the right direction, and I think that's what we need right now.
Is there frustration building because some of those penalties in the third period seem a lot of retaliation, kind of losing their head?
Yeah, I think that might be a part of it, and we need to find a way to keep her cool, and I think that's also another thing.
How important was it for you older players to get off to this good start to the season points wise with all these younger guys kind of looking for someone to lead them?
Yeah, it's a big thing, but we need a full team effort here, and we need to win hockey games. That's for sure.
Robbie, how much did you guys maybe get away from the mentality of going to the net and getting some ugly ones and creating some havoc in front of their net tonight?
Yeah, we got away from that. We get up and we think we try to have to make some plays, but our hockey is playing hard nosed, and that's the biggest thing, and that's how we need to win hockey games.
Saw more of that last weekend?
Yeah, exactly. Last weekend we had 2 really good games against Moose Jaw, and we played the right way, and you saw the success with it. And even the second game in Moose Jaw, I think we should have better faith, but penalties was another thing.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, we come out first period all the time really good. Second period, they've been ups and downs, but I don't know. We just don't know what's going on with the third period. It seems like we don't have the same energy we had on the bench. So it's one of those things where the team's got to figure it out, and once we do, we'll be good. But it's a tough thing to lose like that, especially after playing 2 good periods.
What are your thoughts on the penalties right now? Because you guys are averaging more than 5 a game so far.
Yeah, they're not good. I mean, there's some questionable calls. I mean, you're going to get that every game, but there's still a lot of penalties that are penalties and that are bad. I mean, it's just something that, we were hoping to fix from last year, because last year we lost probably 5 to 6 games like that, but, I don't have any answers for that. Hopefully we can figure it out soon, or else it's going to be a tough year.
What about the end of that game, the unsportsmanlike penalty and the roughing? Seemed like people started to lose their heads a little bit out there.
I mean, that's to come. I mean, when you're tied 2-2 and then you have a bad period, frustration builds up, and then, sometimes you do stupid stuff, and, sometimes you try to take it out on someone, but, that's not the right way to do it, because that usually will end up in a suspension or something like that, or a penalty. But it happens every once in a while.
Can you use this weekend as a learning process for you guys with the fact that the third periods and the penalties?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we should know. We have pretty much the same team as last year, so we should know that by now. But yeah, I guess you can try to take all the positives you can. So that's what we'll try to do, and try to build from whatever there is to build from, and go from there.
One positive for you so far has been 4th game. You got points in all 4 games so far. As the captain and one of the older players, was it important to you to kind of get off to a hot start this season to kind of lead the guys in that way?
Yeah, I mean, goals and points are going to be hard to come by. So it's one of those things. I'm happy to be doing, chipping in offensively, but at the same time, it'd be, we need some secondary scoring too. I think that's going to be a big thing moving forward to get some guys on the score sheet that need to be.
What did you think about those comments? Let's start with Strush's feelings.
Yeah, he was happy with the game overall. I don't know, from the outside it didn't look great.
It was we'll talk about Winnipeg's game, I guess, since it's the freshest on our minds. Wasn't really a great game to watch.
Exciting,
it was a little
yeah.
sloppy. Again, a little slow. I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of, there wasn't a lot of skill on display kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It just wasn't excellent hockey.
Yeah.
Certainly between the two, the more disappointing of the weekend. I thought that was our winnable game.
Definitely.
Going into it, Winnipeg on their last game of a 3-3. So, and 2 other big games.
Yeah, like you said, emotional games.
Yeah, against PA and Saskatoon. This
overtime in PA last night.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, and a huge game in Saskatoon. I think.
Yeah.
What was the score? 7-6, 7-5 in the end.
Something like that.
Yeah,
big score.
So 2 big games that they played, emotional games against some pretty high level teams, and then I would have thought the opportunity was right for us to come out and take it to them. Didn't quite go that way, but as Strush said, he was happy with the game. I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he-
because they played their game. They didn't.
Yeah, like he was happy with the shot attempts. Like you said, there wasn't maybe enough getting through, but I mean, this goalie, it was his first career start. They had their other goalie starting his first career game last night in PA, so
Yeah.
rookie goalies, and it got brought up. Should there have been a little more traffic, a little more, stuff like that? But they blocked a lot of shots. I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
So-
tough getting them through.
And I know I seen some reactions on Facebook and Twitter already that people weren't too happy with kind of the dump and chase kind of thing, and I don't disagree with that. This team has a little more skill than we did last year. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. There's some bad decisions, some bad cross ice pass attempts, stuff like that.
And this game, we'll say, the penalties were bad. Like bad as in we took bad penalties.
Yes,
They
yeah,
were-
there was some poor decisions.
Yeah, yeah.
Compared to Friday night, where there wasn't really any penalties per se. Just somehow we were in the box. And
Yeah.
kind of go
Yeah.
from there. But yeah,
Yeah, well, we can talk about Friday. I missed the first period. I showed up, and then that's when the wheels seemed to fall off. And I was sitting. Well, I came and it was 2-0. I thought, oh wow, here we go. Bellick looked okay. He looked okay in that game. Maybe not so much in Sunday game against Winnipeg. I think he seemed to struggle on Sunday with traffic in the front.
yeah, and kind of guys. Maybe he overcommitted, like the Lambos goal where he comes in. Lambos is going to his right, but he's a left shot, and he goes back far side, posting in. Like
Yeah,
posting in, you can't argue with that. But I mean, then the same thing on I can't remember which goal it was, but later on, the guy was going to his left and he shot back right,
Yeah.
and back far side again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a ton of experience at this level, right? So, but I mean,
Yeah.
neither does Winnipeg's goalies, and they've both performed pretty well this weekend.
That's true. That's true. He looked good in Game 3. I didn't think much of that was his fault. And then, yeah, this Winnipeg game, and the coach said that too. A couple that he may have
Yeah.
wanted back.
I mean, so in the Friday, we're kind of jumping all over this, but
That's okay.
the Friday game, I was kind of disappointed in it's kind of more not the defensive zone play, but it's kind of transition, and we had numbers, but we gave up goals late in that PA game, and it was our older guys on the ice. Like
Yeah.
the younger D-man got a lot of ice, set off, went out early. I don't know at what point in the game he went out, but he was out, and
Sometime in the first, yeah.
yeah, I missed it. I didn't see it, and I don't know what happened, but the younger guys got a lot of ice. And then I went back, looked at the score sheet. Well, you looked at it, and Feist and Walker were both on for those last goals. Like, it wasn't the young guys getting burned.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the forwards not coming back, helping out. They were there, but they weren't. Like, there was a 2-on-3 they scored on, and then it was like a 3-on-2.
Yeah.
And then the fourth man in scores, so nobody picked him up. And yeah, so it's just
And they started double shifting their and I think shortening their bench and playing their big lines. And that was one thing I was kind of hoping maybe we would do. We had that success with that line in that Moose Jaw game, the Holt Pratt Cole
yeah,
line, right? I was hoping he would
maybe
shorten
go back to that.
Yeah, when we were down, I think we were just down 1 at one point, right? And didn't see it, which I was hoping he would shake it up a little bit to get them out there together after the success they had in that Moose Jaw game.
Protas and Watts, they look good for just. I don't know if they practiced much together because Watts just came over from Vancouver, and Protas was all over the ice, and
Protas was a
good.
force.
Yeah.
He
looked good.
You recognize him out there, and
He's so big, he stands
big,
out to
strong
begin
guy.
with.
Yeah, he looked really good. A little kind of interesting that we got no power plays in that game.
Yeah, Struch wasn't. I don't know if we're going to play that interview, but he was not too impressed with the no
None.
power plays. None. Yeah.
And I tried to. Maybe I'll try and do it this week. Capture the penalties that we did take. So we took 3. The one against Robbie Holmes, pretty questionable. The one against Pratt, really questionable. The one against Evans, I think.
Yeah, I'm fine with that call.
Cross checks around that. He was near the boards, right?
And the cross check was high too.
Yeah,
it was up in the shoulder blade kind of neck area. If it was lower, it wouldn't have been. It wasn't. I'm fine with that call. Like they're gonna call some stuff, but the one right before PA's second goal, Holt got cross checked right down, and the ref was 4 feet away, and nothing.
Yeah, you can't tell me there was nothing they could call on.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like we all know hockey. They try and kind of balance it out. Like
even if
find one of them. Like
for how often do you see a game with a team not getting one penalty?
Well, going in before Winnipeg, we had only had 3 power plays all season.
I know, and we got 4 tonight. So and we capitalized on them. We 2 for 4.
That was actually really quite encouraging in that game to go 2 for 4 when you haven't really had a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm sure they practice it a lot, so they've been practicing it.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
Penalty kill 2 for 4.
Yeah.
So that evens out, and then so we lose 5-on-5, right?
Yeah.
And like I think they need to be a little more physical. They could have been more physical tonight. They started hot in the PA game like that. They were really physical. PA kind of took the charge in the first part of the first period, and then Regina responded and really had a really good second half. Even 3/4 of that first period.
Yeah,
they were really good.
Speaking of physical, like it got a little physical at the end of the Winnipeg game, and I was sitting there thinking, they're frustrated because they're losing, which is just a bit of a difference from last year, right? They were losing last year, and again, it was a rebuild year. They weren't expected to win very much, so to see them frustrated with losing now is
a good thing.
Yeah, I want to say it's encouraged. Whatever it is, it's nice that again the culture isn't okay to lose.
Yeah,
these are winnable games. Really, PA they're up 2-0 to lose that. Kind of crappy.
Tied going into the third period.
Yeah, this game tied going into the third.
Same thing. Yeah, no, that's good to see because you want to see them in their attitude, right? They're
not okay with losing.
Yeah,
which is nice to see.
Yeah, because we all knew last year was going to be a rough year.
Yeah,
they even knew that. This year, there's a little higher expectation.
Yeah, and I'm glad they're holding themselves to that. Kind of speaking, we just alluded to it a little bit, the third period struggles. I was just looking. So this weekend, we went 6-0, like 6 goals against and none for.
In the third period.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happening. They were talking about it in the after show a bit today, and they don't think it's conditioning or anything like that. It's just don't know what they. Sounds like the guys in those interviews too. They don't really know what is happening, but something's happening coming into that third period that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, if they can put together some good third periods, give themselves some better chances to win these games.
I think so. I mean, you're getting outscored 6-0 in the third. So, all right. Well, there's only 2 games. Anything else you want to say about those?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not a little disappointing.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, I didn't necessarily expect to win that PA game, but being up 2-0, it'd been nice to be able to hold on to that. And then, I think this Winnipeg game was a winnable, at least looking at it beforehand. But Winnipeg is proving to be a pretty decent team too.
Yeah, exactly. 2 rookie goalies too. Like that's a little surprising. Carson Lambos looked good tonight as well. Got a shout out to him.
Yeah.
I was just saying to Matt as he's skating through the neutral zone. I'm like, this guy's looking good, and all of a sudden, boom, posting in. I was like, yeah,
Nice goal.
Yeah, that was nice. The first goal, the Holmes goal, was nice.
Oh, that was
Knocks it out of the
that
air.
was really nice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of skill there. I thought, who passes it like that? Here, what are you hoping is going to happen? And
Boom,
that's what you
knocks
hope
it in.
for, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah,
I
it
just
was.
gotta-
It was a really nice one. Anything else you want to say about those games then?
Nah, I think that's about it. Really.
All right. Well, what's becoming a bit of a tradition here on Pat's Cast is a little random trivia. So we posted something about the Q is retiring Crosby's number league-wide. Number 87 will be no longer worn in the Q. And I personally thought that's a little bit of a stretch. You know, you think about the only people who have their numbers retired league-wide, or at least in professional sports, is Gretzky and Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, and I
So-
was like, I don't know about that, because he just got voted. Crosby did. He just got voted the third best player in the Q.
Behind Guy Lafleur and Mario Lemieux. And, I mean, he's still playing.
Yeah.
Why now is what I...
Well, for the Q, I mean, he's been done in the Q for a while, but yeah, he's still
Right.
playing professionally.
He played 2 seasons in the Q.
Yeah, they were pretty impressive seasons, but
Pretty
yeah.
impressive. But not...
And then you go the big argument, like, how do you compare generations and all that and stuff? But like
I
he
know.
did, yeah, it's interesting.
I
I'm
just
not-
don't know what spurred it. Like, just out of
Yeah, yeah.
nowhere, it's like, oh, Crosby, your number's retired.
Yeah, because I seen the announcement that Rimouski was retiring his number, and then all of a sudden,
Totally fair. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally. That's
But a league-wide.
yeah, that's a little.
It's a stretch. When you think about who else is in that kind of company, you have
yeah,
Wayne Gretzky.
yeah, and he was an outstanding player, and some people argue Mario might have been better than him. His
Yeah.
numbers aren't
Okay,
there
yeah,
because
absolutely.
of his health issues.
Totally.
and stuff.
That's a whole other
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
And Jackie Robinson. Like,
Which is-
people
That's
who...
off the board, right? Like nobody's gonna touch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have Crosby. Like, it's just
Yeah.
such a... It's such a statement.
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
league.
Statement is a good word.
So, okay, getting back to the spurt, I started reading, looking into retired numbers and kind of things like that, and I kind of went down a bit of a Wikipedia rabbit hole. Ended up with kind of a neat trivia, in my opinion. So, this isn't Pats related. It's not WHL, CHL, even hockey related. Okay, just to give you, if it's a bit of a hint, but so this team, I'll give you the team. The Miami Heat retired number 23 for Jordan. Okay, so 23 isn't retired in the NBA, but the Miami, he didn't even play with Miami,
Really?
obviously, right? So they retire. Why they would do that, right? So then the trivia is they retired a very unconventional player number. It's a stretch. I'll just leave it at that, and I'll let you guys think about it while I give a little read here. So the Saskatchewan Podcast Network is supported by Connexus. Wellness, however you define it, is achievable. You don't even need to figure it out all yourself. Talk to Connexus. They'll give you guidance, motivation, and the push you need to reach your goals. They've got your back. They're your financial partner, and they know you can achieve your very best, your financial best. Prove them right. Start at Connexus Credit Union. Okay, so you're already talking about Miami retiring a player that didn't even play with them, and it's not like a season or a league-wide one. They retired number 13 for Dan Marino.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't. Isn't that stupid?
Why? What's the reasoning behind that?
I don't know. Why would you do that? Yeah.
I don't. Jordan is odd because
Yeah,
it's
that-
not
I know.
retired league wide. It's only the Heat are just like, oh yeah, we'll just retire Jordan's number.
Yeah.
like he's not even from Miami or anything. Like,
Does he have
I
any
don't-
connection there? I don't.
But Dan Marino, that's wow.
That's a
out there.
real stretch, hey?
Like, yeah, he was a great football player, but
A football player, exactly.
wow.
Anyway, that was. So if it
Yes.
ever comes up, you're ever at a sports night trivia, and it's something to do with how somehow they asked that question, you'll know it now.
Yeah, that's out there. and kind of going back to the penalty minute leader, I just happened to come across the season record for PIMS for one person in the WHL is 505. I was just like, wow, that is a lot.
105 in a season.
In a season.
What did we figure that is?
It's over 6 a game if they played 80 games.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That must be during the...
It was 90-91. I don't even remember the player now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of an interesting fact as well. 505 penalty minutes.
That is. That's...
Like teams are only doing about 1,000 plus right now.
That's a different generation of hockey.
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, going into next week, we're looking at a bit of a tough stretch here, right? We got a 3-3, one at home against Medicine Hat, then up in PA, and then, to Moose Jaw. This is, we were going into this weekend, I thought, okay, if we can get one of these, we'll be 2-2. That'll be okay. We didn't. Now we're 1-3. Not a great spot to be. I know it's early, but when you're looking at this now, Medicine Hat just walloped Swift Current 10-1 on Friday. Yeah, they lost to Calgary 2-0 on Saturday, but could be a really good team. Great goaltending there. Then up into PA, we know what that's all about. And then a tough game in Moose Jaw, a hostile place to play. It's could be a little. You could come out of this weekend limping.
Yeah, that's 3 tough games. It's gonna be tough to get points in PA and in Moose Jaw.
Yeah,
and Medicine Hat coming here.
I mean, it could be a 3-3 for them, but it's the first probably. So
yeah, that doesn't really matter. I don't know what PA and Moose Jaw are on, but 3-3 for us, that's going to be tough. And
yeah. I guess what they need to do is try and get that penalty problem taken care of.
Well, like Strush said, they're mid-pack. So we're not taking a ton of penalties, but maybe we just got to focus on the stupid penalties.
Yeah. Like
the Walker one tonight was in the first period. That was a kind of a bad penalty. But yeah, we're in the lower half of penalties total, so we're not doing bad. It's just we weren't getting any power plays until tonight, which was kind of a glaring thing. But as long as every team's going to take penalties. It's going to happen. We just got to focus on keeping the puck over our net.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's early. We're 4 games in, but
like we said,
it's an important weekend. This is a big weekend. If it goes sideways, you're looking at 1-6.
Yeah, that's ugly.
Not a good start. No. And then you turn around and get a quick home against Edmonton. Yeah, on Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. This team, they can. I think they have the potential here to do it. Getting the leadership in line, getting some. It just isn't. They're not getting the bounces. They're not getting shots through. It's.
Yeah, guys got to be more
working.
consistent. Like Cole, really, he wasn't really noticeable out there tonight. He didn't.
And even I haven't really. He didn't play tonight, but Dubinsky.
Yeah, he was out
after preseason, where he had some really nice flashes. Haven't seen a whole heck of a lot from him.
Yeah, Cale Sanders drew into the lineup tonight.
Yeah,
on the 4th line.
But who has looked good? Johnson looked pretty good tonight, and McGinley had some nice plays for 2 young defensemen back there. They looked all right. They were getting. Yeah, Johnson was getting a little greasy there.
Yeah, he had a nice big hit at the end.
Yeah,
you're not quitting. That's good.
Yeah.
They're not making the flashiest play, but they're making smart plays. Johnson, up the boards and out, kind of glassing out, but they're not hurting us per se.
Yeah,
we just
no. As long as they did say Paddock would be back
for the weekend.
Yeah. So that's nice. I don't know if he'll play all 3.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Bellick at least once in that weekend.
Yeah. There was that one point in the PA game where Bellick it was our own player that ran into him.
Yeah.
he was a little shaken up. I thought, oh, here comes Keeper.
I mean, he
Get in
did
there.
show well in the
Yeah,
preseason.
no,
so
absolutely,
I wouldn't hesitate to put him in.
Yeah, but just to throw him in
Yeah.
due to an injury. would
Middle of the
be-
game. Wow, you got to
be
do
tough.
it, right?
Yeah, that'd be tough for
The
a young
15-year-old.
guy, but yeah. One thing I do want to, a couple things I want to talk about. Attendance seems to be down a smidge. I know the numbers will probably come back. I know Friday they said about 4,100. I don't know what tonight's was. It looked a little leaner though.
Yeah, the weather probably didn't help.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
It was ugly today.
Was Darren DuPont not following us? I don't know. He just followed us on Twitter. Like,
Yeah,
I
come
thought-
on, Darren.
yeah, what's going on, Darren?
Thanks for the follow, Darren. That and the goal song. What's going on with the goal song?
I totally forgot to ask.
Okay, we'll have that. We promise we'll bring you the scoop on the goal song, folks.
That's older than these players,
Yeah.
which is kind of odd.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
so-
totally going to ask Pratt, and I forgot.
Okay. We're going to.
We'll get to the
If they don't beat us to it, we're gonna find out because what is it? The Spin Doctor.
Yeah, this is like mid-early 90s alternative rock song.
like really. They played it the first game. I thought,
Ooh.
is the DJ just? Did they not pick anything yet? And he's
Just throwing something
improvised
out
for.
there,
He's
yeah.
just press play. Whatever he had, he
Yeah.
just press play or something. But no, that's it. I guess it's like that Team Canada was that just last year. They had a
Couple years ago,
really
they
kind
had
of a
an odd
weird
song, yeah.
kind of a poppy weird song. But all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Must have something. They must, for whatever reason, picked it.
Yeah, I don't know who picks it, if the team picks it or the...
I would
I
think
mean, like,
so.
the players or like the staff kind of thing. I don't know who picks that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'll
It'd
get to
be
the bottom of that.
interesting scoop to get to.
Yeah,
All right, anything else you want to hit on?
I don't
tonight?
think so. I think that's about it.
Yeah. So the quick 3-3 starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're actually going to.
Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Just thought of that. I'll be at the Saturday night game in PA and the Sunday game in Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
So I don't know what our show is going to be like next week. We might have a little bit of a different take since Steve from Fanboys and Kevin are coming out. So we're doing Swift Current and Red Deer on Friday night in Swift Current, and then we're going to go hit up PA and Moose Jaw. So we might have a little arena talk. That's what they're here for. Check out some barns, old barns here in Saskatchewan, and
Maybe a
do
little
that.
extra content. Are you guys, when do they leave?
Monday.
Okay. Maybe we do a Sunday show with them.
Yeah, we
That'd
might
fun.
be able to do a Sunday show here when I come home.
Yeah. We should actually try. Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
we'll
fun.
figure it out.
Okay. Anyways, we should get that out for you guys before it's kind of a quick turnaround, and we'd like to get it out before the Tuesday. Okay. Otherwise, have a good week, and we will see you at the rink.
All right, see you guys.
All right.